Hey guys, this video is for our 2nd through 4th grade leaders for May week 4. And first of all, I just want to encourage you, if you haven't signed up online for recommitment for next year, please go on and do that. It will just take you a couple of quick minutes, but that way we can get everything settled for next year and we kind of know what to expect. All right, hopping into this week, our theme for the month is source code, untangling the web. And week 1, we talked about when you're not truthful, you lose trust. Then week 2, we learned when you're not truthful, you hurt others. Last week, we learned when you lie to help yourself, you hurt yourself instead. And this week, our story is from the book of 1st John. It's all about confession and being honest with God. And our bottom line is being truthful with God helps keep you close to Him. So when we're truthful with God, we're close to Him. And our life app for the month is honesty, choosing to be truthful in whatever you say and do. Our memory verse for this month, anyone who lives without blame walks safely, but anyone who takes a crooked path will get caught. Proverbs 10:9. All right, so hopping over to our leader guide for this week, just like always, at 8:30 and 10:30 when you get here, take a few minutes and just pray for your kids. This is kind of a big concept today, asking God for forgiveness, being honest with God. So just pray that kids get the importance of that. And that God responds to kids who want to have a close relationship with them, to their efforts, and just that they would feel that. So when kids start to come at 8:40 and 10:40, as always, you want to ask kids to join your circle, ask how their week's going, make sure you know all their names, be sure to have any first-time guests feel very welcomed. And then ask volunteers to share answers to the questions, do you have a friend or a person you're really close with and love to tell everything to? So just kind of ask who their best friends are. And then you're going to play the name game. So you might start by saying, my best friend is Amy, and we like to acquire stuffed animals. And the next kid would say, my best friend is Bart, and we like to ride our bikes. And then the next kid would do something with a C, and so on as long as you can. So then when service starts at 9 and 11, you're going to play a game of telephone. So you don't need anything. You're just going to sit in a circle, and you're just going to play telephone. You'll whisper a phrase into the kid's ear, they'll pass it around, and you'll see what you can come up with. And when you close out that activity, you're just going to say, could you guys imagine how difficult this game would be if we weren't sitting close to each other? Can you think of some things that are hard to do when you aren't close? Like talking on the phone, hugging a friend, those might be examples. So today in our large group, we're going to learn about something that we can do to stay close to God, because we want to be friends with God, right? So how can we be close to Him? Then you'll head across the hall to large group. Like always, just make sure that you sit with your kiddos and help them to engage in the story and worship, even if they're not dancing. Just encourage them to sing the songs. When you get back from large group, your review activity is called honesty jars. So on your cart, you'll have a bunch of plastic cups, and at the front of your folder, you have these little labels. So one label will go on each cup for each kid, and then behind your labels, you have these sheets. Each kid gets one of these sheets, and they can take the time to fill out a few. So, dear God, today I feel blank. Dear God, today I'm sorry for, I'm worried about, I'm afraid that, please help me. And so they can fill out a few, and then they're just going to cut the rest apart, and they're going to put them into their honesty jar. So the front of their jar is going to say, being truthful with God helps keep you close to Him. And then these are just some little conversation starters for how they can stay close to God and be honest with Him. Trip, can you go in the other room and do that, please? So they'll put a label on their cup, and they can decorate it with markers. I'll put some stickers on your cart. And then you're going to let them cut apart those little strips, have them fill out a few, and then they can just put the rest of the blank ones into their honesty jar for whenever they feel like talking with God. You're going to close that activity out by saying, so guys, I love how different each of your honesty jars look. They're so personal, which reminds me how personal our relationship with God is. And the cool thing about God is that He wants to have a relationship with us. So one of the ways that you can encourage this relationship is by talking to Him. Do any of you guys talk to God? How do you talk to Him? See what kids say about praying. Like maybe they pray before bed, or maybe they pray before they eat their meals. And then you're going to say, so guys, we can talk to God about anything, even the things we feel like we can't tell anybody else. And when we talk to Him, we get even closer to Him. So this week, I want you to take your jar home and practice talking to God by filling out these cards and putting them in your honesty jar. And when you run out, you could use your own paper, or you could just talk to Him about anything that comes to mind. Sorry, crying baby. Okay, and just remember, our bottom line, being truthful with God helps you be close to Him. Okay, then go pee. Oh, don't you love having 3 kids? It's super awesome. No, I'm very grateful. Just really fun doing all this with them. So, memory verse review, true life. What you're going to do is this, you should be keeping up with your posters. Hopefully you've had time to do that each week. If not, then that's cool. But what you're going to do is each kid is going to get 2 index cards. And on one of the index cards, they're going to make a little stick figure and cut it out. And then on the other index card, they're going to make a bridge. And then I just taped mine on the back. They're going to tape their little person onto their bridge. And if you have time and you've been keeping up with your poster, you can tape all the bridges to make one big bridge across the poster. If not, you can just let each kid take their bridge home. Trip. Go do that out in the hall, bud. Or just hold on to it for just a second. So then you'll close by saying, so guys, this month our memory verse taught us that dishonesty really entangles us and ties us up in this web. However, it says anyone who lives without blame walks safely. So we were all caught up in the web of lies last week that we had created, but this week we get to focus on the path that God gives us when we choose to live in honesty. So being truthful with God helps you be close to him, and being honest with God is like a bridge from us to him. So when we place our faith in Jesus and we accept his gift of salvation, we can continue to get closer to him by asking for forgiveness for the wrong things that we've done. So again, just practice that memory verse a few times with the motions. Then you have some optional small group questions for this week if you feel like talking and chatting with your group. Those are some great questions just about honesty and being honest with God and praying about that. And then when you close with prayer, you're just going to sit together in a circle and ask, is there a time, Trip, is there a time or has something ever happened to you when you felt that God was close to you? And just let kids respond. And then you'll just close with this prayer, and as adults come to pick up their kids, Trip, Joseph, stop. Have each kid give them their honesty jar and just explain why we made them. See if they can repeat the bottom line for the week. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for serving on this holiday weekend. I hope you all have a wonderful day off on Monday if you get the day off. And Lola is done. All right, we'll see y'all on Sunday.